Hey, y'all, picture this. A quiet guy, just wanting to live his life, sip coffee on his porch, maybe tinker with his garden. Sounds nice, right? Well, that's what Tom Harper thought when he bought his little slice of heaven, only to find himself in a showdown with the queen bee of the neighborhood, Diane Mitchell, who ran the HOA like it was her kingdom. This is the story of how one man's fight for peace turned into a war that changed a whole community, and trust me, it's a wild ride. Tom Harper was a retired Marine, a guy who'd seen enough chaos in his years overseas and later as a contractor fixing busted military gear. When he hung up his boots, all he wanted was quiet, not the fake kind, but the kind where you hear crickets at night and feel the world slow down. He found it on a 5-acre plot just outside Willow Creek, a small town in upstate New York. The place was perfect, a weathered farmhouse with creaky floors, a tangle of wild roses out back, and pines so thick they blocked out the world. Tom spent his days patching up the house, turning the overgrown yard into a garden that'd make Martha Stewart jealous. He'd sit on his porch swing, coffee in hand, listening to the wind rustle through the trees, thinking, this is it. Man, this is home. But peace, as Tom learned, doesn't come cheap. His land butted up against Sunny Hills, a cookie-cutter subdivision where every lawn was manicured to death and every house screamed, beige is my personality. At the heart of it was Diane Mitchell, the HOA president who treated the neighborhood like her own little dictatorship. Diane was the kind of woman who'd smile at you while writing you up for a mailbox that was half an inch too tall. Blonde bob, clipboard always in hand, and a knack for making you feel like you just failed an audition for her utopia. Tom didn't care about her rules. His land wasn't part of Sunny Hills, and he had the deed to prove it. Live and let live, right? Yeah, Diane didn't get that memo. It started smell a letter in Tom's mailbox, stamped with the Sunny Hills HOA logo, politely informing him his unkempt lawn and faded fence were an eyesore. Tom laughed, thinking it was a mix-up, and tossed it in the trash. But then another letter came, sharper this time, warning of fines. Then a third, threatening legal action. Tom finally called the HOA office. And who picked up? Diane herself, voice dripping with that fake sweet tone you hear from someone who's already decided you're the enemy. Mr. Harper, Sunny Hills has updated our boundary maps, and your property's now under our jurisdiction, she said, like she was explaining gravity to a toddler. Tom wasn't having it. Ma'am, my land's been free and clear since my granddad's granddad. Your maps don't change facts. Diane's voice went cold. I suggest you comply, Mr. Harper. It's for the good of the community. Click. That was the moment Tom knew he wasn't dealing with a neighbor, was dealing with a bully. Diane didn't take kindly to being told no. She launched a full-on campaign to make Tom the neighborhood pariah. At book clubs and PTA meetings, she'd drop little bombs. Have y'all seen the weird guy on the edge of town? I heard he's got shady folks coming by at all hours. She'd purse her lips, all fake concern, saying, I just worry what he's hiding in that messy yard. Pretty soon, neighbors who'd never met Tom were whispering about drugs, gangs, you name it. Trash started piling up by his fence, soda cans, burger wrappers, even a busted lawn chair. Joggers gave him dirty looks. Kids on bikes would yell stuff and peel out. Then came the drones. Yep, drones buzzing over Tom's land like he was running a cartel instead of growing tomatoes. His security cameras caught it all. Sunny Hills security goons piloting those things, scoping out his property like it was Area 51. Tom didn't lose his cool, though. He'd seen worse in Fallujah. He cataloged every incident, dates, times, footage like he was building a case for a court-martial. He knew Diane was betting he'd crack, pack up, and leave. But Tom Harper doesn't run. He painted his porch, tended his garden, and waited for her next move. And oh, she had won. One chilly morning, Tom woke to the sound of tires screeching and metal crunching. He bolted out of bed, heart pounding, and checked his cameras. A pack of HOA security guards, think mall cops with too much ego, were tearing through his gate, flashlights swinging, shouting about investigating illegal activity. They kicked in his front door, stormed inside, and started tossing the place like they were on a reality show. We got a tip about drugs, the lead guy barked, waving a piece of paper that looked like it came from Diane's laser printer. Tom, in his flannel pajamas, stood his ground. This is my house, and you're trespassing. Get out. The guy smirked. Community safety, pal. Diane's got our backs. That's when they knocked over a framed photo Tom and his late wife, Sarah, from his last deployment. The glass shattered, and something in Tom snapped. Not rage, just clarity. This was war. He called the cops, voice steady but laced with fury. I've got intruders wrecking my home. I need help now. When the police rolled up, lights flashing, Tom showed them the footage. Guards smashing his gate, trashing his stuff, laughing about giving Diane the evidence. The lead officer's jaw tightened. Diane showed up minutes later, all pearls and indignation, cooing. Officers, I'm just protecting our neighborhood. The cop wasn't buying it. Ma'am, this isn't an HOA issue. This is criminal trespass. Tom couldn't resist. Your anonymous tip, Diane? The one you made up? You're not saving Anya Nairi, just a thug in a blazer. Her face went white as the cuffs came out. The fallout was brutal for Diane. She was arrested for trespass, forgery, and defamation, her little empire crumbling faster than a bad sitcom. The investigation dug up years of dirt, fake fines, forged documents, even strong-arming an old couple into selling their home over illegal petunias. Tom's lawyer, Lisa Grant, was a pit bull in heels, piling on evidence, security footage, Diane's emails ordering the break-in, her doctored boundary maps. At trial, Tom took the stand, voice calm but heavy. I came here for peace. Diane turned it into a nightmare. I just wanted my home. The jury ate it up. Diane, under cross-examination, unraveled, her lies exposed one by one. Guilty on all counts. 3 years in prison, restitution to Tom, and a court-ordered audit of the HOA. As she was led away, she looked small, her clipboard swagger gone. Sunny Hills changed overnight. Residents, horrified by Diane's scams, ousted the old HOA board and brought in new blood. They rewrote the bylaws, made things fair, transparent. Tom, once the outcast, became a quiet legend. Neighbors apologized, some with homemade pies, others with sheepish waves. A young mom, Jenny, brought her kids over to help fix Tom's fence, saying, "We were wrong about you, Tom. You're one of us." At the community block party, they toasted him as the guy who took down the dragon. Tom just smiled, raised his beer, and said, "To second chances." Back on his porch, Tom finally had his peace. The drones were gone, the whispers silenced. His garden bloomed, and his house felt like home again. He'd think about Sarah sometimes, wishing she could have seen him stand his ground. As for Diane, she was in a cell upstate, staring at gray walls, her power a distant memory. Nobody wrote, nobody visited. Sunny Hills had moved on. So what do you think? Was Tom just lucky, or did he win because he refused to bend? Ever dealt with a Diane in your life, someone who thinks they own the world? Drop a comment, share your story. Hit that like button if you're rooting for the underdog, and subscribe for more tales of folks fighting for what's right. This one's for Tom and anyone who's ever had to draw a line in the sand.